Okay, now we're going to learn how to know what sharps or flats go in a key, and this is a trick that I learned from someone else. I didn't make this up, but it is my absolute favorite thing to teach and to pass on because I use this literally every single time I play. I use it to transpose, I use it to know what notes on the piano I can use in my improv if I'm playing in a certain key, or I use it to know what chords I can play on the guitar if I want to play a song, or if I want to write a song, to know what chords are available to me that all go together, what notes go together, what chords go together. Useful for songwriting, improv, transposing. First, we're going to talk about the keys that have sharps. It all starts with a simple acronym. I remember this by saying fat cats go down after eating birds. It makes no sense. It's what was taught to me. You should make up your own acronym. It doesn't have to make sense either, as long as you can remember it. This acronym is going to teach us two really important things. The first thing is how many sharps or flats are included in a key, and then what notes they are. So this acronym is going to teach us how many sharps and flats and what notes they are. There's only one thing you have to memorize for this acronym. After that, it all falls into place. The thing to memorize is that C has 0 sharps and 0 flats in it. It's kind of like our neutral key. 0 sharps, 0 flats. The scale or the key of C is just C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and then it ends at C. So from C to C, those are all the notes that we get to use. If I'm playing in the key of C on the piano, I get to use all those notes to play. If I'm playing chords on the guitar, I get to use all those chords to play. We're not going to talk about whether they're going to be major or minor chords in this video, but we will in later videos in the same class. Okay, so C has 0 sharps and flats. To add sharps now, we're going to go to the right. So we're learning how to manipulate this acronym as like a memory trick to help us remember lots of information. So C has 0, G has 1 sharp in it. One of the notes in the key of G is sharped. Remember that we're going to learn which note that is afterwards. First, we're just learning how many. D, just keep going, has 2 sharps in it. The key of A has 3 sharps. E has 4 sharps. B has 5 sharps. Okay, so now this acronym right now, we need to include F, right? So we're going to wrap around to the beginning and go to F, and anytime we wrap around, here's another rule to remember about this acronym. Anytime you wrap around like that, you're going to add the sharp to the name of the key. So now we're not talking about the key of F, we're talking about the key of F sharp. The key of F sharp has 6 sharps in it. That rule about wrapping around can continue now. So we went to F sharp, now we're going to go to the key of C sharp, and it has 7 sharps in it. And you could keep going to like G sharp. So now we know how to figure out, using this acronym, how many notes in a key are sharped and flat. Now let's learn what notes are they. This part is really simple. So we have this acronym. Fat cats go down after eating birds. Okay, so this is also the order that the sharps are added. So if C has 0, we don't add any sharps to the key, just like I wrote down here. If G has 1 sharp, it's going to be F. Okay, so if I write the key of G, or the scale of G down here, G, A, B, C, D, E, just following the musical alphabet, F, G. F is my 1 sharp in the key of G. So here's F, and I'm going to add that sharp here, down here. So now if I'm playing on the piano, I have, in the key of G, I have all of these letters available to me to play in the key of G. Or I have all of these chords available to me to use if I'm in the key of G. Just remember that we aren't talking yet about whether these are major chords or minor chords, because that's going to come in another video in this same class. So continue watching all of these videos because they all complete each other. Do another example. In the key of E, I have 4 sharps in the key of E, but which sharps are they? We're going to go down to the acronym here and remember that we start with F is added first, then C is added, then G, and so forth. So if I have 4 sharps in the key of E, they're going to be F, C, G, and D. the first 4 sharps in my acronym. So let's write it down here. And I'm going to include these first 4 sharps, F, C, G, and D. If I'm playing on the piano or any instrument in the key of E, I can use all of these notes to play in the key of E, or all of these chords in the key of E, and stay tuned to learn whether these are minor or major chords. Next, we're going to go to using this acronym for the keys that use flats. These are only the keys that use sharps. It works in almost the exact same way to figure out the keys that use flats. Okay, now that we've looked at how to use this acronym for the sharps, let's just go through how we would use it for the flats. It's essentially the same, only you use the acronym backwards. So instead of using it from left to right, we're going to use it from right to left. You still start with C that has 0 sharps or flats, and then instead of going to the right like we did with sharps, we're going to go to the left is F, and it has 1 flat. Then we wrap around the acronym just like we did for the sharps, but the other direction, to go to B. And remember that when we wrap around, we have to add the flat to the name of the key. So now we're at B flat, and it has 2 flats in it. Now we go again to the left, and we have an E flat that has 3 flats in it. A flat, and it has 4 flats in it. D flat, and it has 5 flats. And we go again to the left, and it has 6 flats there at G flat, and we could keep going as well. Okay, let's just recap. So we have the C scale here, and we know that it has 0 sharps or flats. Now let's try writing a new scale or a new key. Let's do the key of F. So we'll write first the letters of F, the scale of F. After we do that, we're going to figure out how many sharps or flats is in the key of F, and we know that F is to the left of C, so there's 1 flat. And the first flat, instead of starting from the left of our acronym, we start at the right. The sharps are added from left to right, starting at F, and the flats are added starting at the right side with B. So if there's 1 flat, B is the flat. If there's 2, it's B and E. If there's 3, it's B, E, and A. In this case, we're in the key of F, there's 1 flat, and so when there's 1 flat, it's going to be B flat. If I'm playing a song in the key of F or the scale of F, I have all of these notes available to me, including that B flat. And if I'm using chords, then I have all those chords available to me. If you're not sure if they should be major or minor, stay tuned, because in the next lessons we'll learn how to tell if something should be major or minor. Let's try another key, the key of A flat now. I'm going to write all of the letters. We already know that A flat is going to be flat because we're in the key of A flat, but how many flats does the key of A flat have? We know from our acronym that it has 4 flats, and we're going to start at the right of our acronym. So B flat, E flat, A flat, and D flat. Those are the flats that are included in the key of A flat.